Today, guys that will not participate: Cooper Kupp, Hunter Long, and Stetson Bennett, and all of those guys will be out for the game.
What was the update from the specialist?
It's really not much more information. It's just dealing with some soft tissue stuff, just trying to get him to feel back to normal. And when that end up occurring, then we'll have him back. But in the meantime, he will not be playing for us.
Any thoughts of putting him on the IR?
It's a possibility. We'll look into that. We want to be able to just kind of give him a little bit of time. We don't have to make that decision quite yet, Gary, but there's a possibility of that. His right shoulder's bothering him.
Is that something that's been lingering? I mean, you guys had that time off.
It has been. It's kind of been bothering him for the last couple weeks on and off, and so want to try to be able to get a hold on that. And then, unfortunately, with Hunter Long, he's just still getting bothered by the thigh, and then kind of had something that he felt in his hamstring. So, trying to get a hold on all three of those guys.
How much of a handicap with not having Cooper on Sunday is that going to be for you guys?
No, I mean, you wish he was able to go, but I got a lot of confidence in the guys. This is something that we probably thought was going to be the situation for a while now. So this isn't anything new to us, but rather just put it to bed, not have to continue to answer questions. Want to be able to get Cooper back when he's ready to go. And in the meantime, a lot of guys have been able to get a great chance to be able to develop, establish a rapport with Matthew and the rest of the group. And looking forward to watching these guys compete on Sunday.
Sean, earlier this week, you had said that this was sort of outside the specialist, Wednesday specialist, because this was sort of outside the norm of a normal situation with the strain. What did you mean by that?
Exactly what it was. It wasn't the normal thing, and there's just a lot of gray behind this. And so I'm not a doctor, so I can't really answer anything more about that. I just know that it doesn't follow the standard protocol for when you're re-aggravating a soft tissue injury, trying to continue to get a grasp on exactly what it is so that he can get back to feeling like the Cooper that we know and love. And hopefully we'll do that. As far as what that plan looks like, there's a lot of information that goes way above my head that they've talked about. I think there'll be some things from a rehab procedure, just approach that he'll start to implement. But it wasn't like there was any sort of groundbreaking information when I sat down and got a chance to speak with Cooper this morning.
Just to clarify, NFL Network earlier was reporting that there was two polls, and I just wanted to clarify: is this the same situation, ongoing situation?
It is. Yeah, it's the same thing. Old two polls. I thought it was like P-U-L-L or P-O-L-E.
How have you seen him handle it mentally?
He's a stud. He wants to be out there with his teammates. He puts so much into it, and so it's been unfortunate. It's been frustrating, but I do think he's done an excellent job, Sarah, being able to control what he can control. I think the biggest thing is let's implement a plan. Let's hopefully start feeling back to normal, and then being able to just kind of slowly and steadily progress him back. But it's been a really unique situation, to say the least, kind of like what I've been talking about for the last few minutes. But in regards to exactly how you would want him to handle the things that he can control, I think he's done a great job. He's stayed engaged. He's leading in his way that he can right now, even though he can't be out there with his teammates. And so I've been really pleased and proud of that. And then I'm hoping that he'll be able to get back with us sooner than later.
Is there a timeline for a possible?
There's not. Saturday, if we wanted to, Saturday is the latest that we can decide that as it relates to just having him out for the next 4 weeks.
Would Hunter be a candidate for this?
Possibly, and his has been actually separate entities. He had the thigh, working back from that, then felt a little something in his hamstring. So feel for him too. All of these guys want to be out there as much as anybody, and so you empathize with them, and then you want to be able to get them on a program to recovery, and we'll be a better team when those guys are back with us.
As the play caller, not have you have your other receivers, but not having Cooper out there, does that handicap you?
No, I would never say that. I mean, I love Cooper Kupp. You guys know how instrumental and vital he's been to a lot of great things that have occurred, but we've had a lot of work with the group that's going to play for the last handful of months. This is the group that we've been working with. Unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, he really hasn't had a chance to get any off-season work. It's been very limited in training camp, and so for that, I'm very excited about the opportunity to compete. And I have, a lot of belief in these guys and the improvement that I've seen and the way that they just commit to a process every single day. And I'm really looking forward to just being able to go shoot our shot and see what the hell happens, Gary.
Sean, were you able to get any more, or able to share any more clarity on like the type of specialist this is?
I really, you know what, I would just say this. It's trying to just figure out what's going on with him. It would be, again, I'm kind of speaking out of turn. I just know that we're trying to open up every avenue in regards to figuring out what's going on. Why is he feeling some of the sensations and things like that in his hamstring? Is it soft tissue? Is there something nerve-wise? And I would be speaking out of turn. I think we're really trying to be able to figure that out. I know that was, he felt like he gained a lot of information, was able to do a couple days worth of treatment that was beneficial, but it wasn't anything that's like, okay, he's going to be back right now. And, we had a feeling that there could be a couple weeks that, we need to just be able to take it a day at a time. And then hopefully we'll start to see some positive results as it relates to how he's feeling, what that means for his rehab program. And as far as like a timetable, it could be anywhere between if we decide to put him on IR or it could be a couple weeks. But as soon as I have that information, I'll let you guys know. And I know he wants to be out there badly, and we want him to be out there, but we don't want to rush it either.
Couple more, guys.
You mentioned his leadership. I mean, this guy's such a high IQ. How is he able to kind of pass along some of that knowledge while he's trying to rehab?
Just being around, he's almost an extension of the coaches. And so just being able to kind of provide any of his feedback, going against this excellent team that we're going against a lot. And there's, they've got some different personnel changes, but there's also some familiar faces that he can communicate with some of the guys that are going to be in similar spots that he's been in to try to be able to give those guys pointers. And I think a lot of the information that the players are able to give to one another can be a lot more beneficial sometimes than what we say as a coach, because those are the guys that are doing it. They're in it together, and there's a dialogue that exists that I think is really valuable and beneficial. And some of that occurs in our absence. And I know it's always good things when he's pouring into those guys.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, Cooper Cup aside, preparing for Seattle, what are the challenges that are greater in a week one, trying to game plan and stuff for a team that you know well in the division, but also it's a new year, they got Bobby Wagner back. What are some of those?
I think you just answered it right there. There's somewhat of a familiarity. There's continuity that they have at the coordinator spots, but there's always chances to be able to implement new things offensively, defensively, and in the kicking game. There's obviously going to be a different approach just around the league as it relates to how people handle kickoff and kickoff returns. So it's all those things, and that's what you use these last few months for. I think you want to be careful chasing ghosts, but here's what you do know. Pete Carroll does an excellent job with a group that's super competitive. They've got great personnel. They got great schemes, great coaches. It's why they've been so successful for such a long period of time, and it's a great venue to be able to go play at, and I'm excited for the op.
Last one, guys.
With Bennett, is that something that you guys think will be solved with rest, or is he looking at possible procedures?
That would be something that I got to get some more information. It's been something that's kind of been lingering a little bit, Gary, and so it could be in alignment with what we've talked about as it relates to Hunter and Cooper, even though it's a little bit different thing with his shoulder. But we're trying to get some more information. But in the meantime, he's going to be out.
Last one.
So Brett will be the backup?
Brett will be, yes. We're talking about that, but for this week we will not. Okay? Thanks, guys.